And you know what, Willie? I will say Joe was right about messing with Bob Iger. You just don't do that.
Yeah, Governor Ron DeSantis is learning that the hard way right now. This is a move that we've been talking about for a long time, his fight with Disney, and now it has cost his state potentially a $1 billion investment, thousands of jobs as well. The company, Disney, announced it is scrapping plans now for a new employee campus in Florida. In a memo, the chair of Disney's Parks and Experiences division said the decision was based on, quote, changing business conditions. The billion-dollar project would have brought 2,000 jobs to Florida from California. A spokesperson for the governor responded to the New York Times with an email questioning Disney's commitment to the project and criticizing the company's financial situation. California Governor Gavin Newsom posted on Twitter, the door is open for Disney to bring those jobs back to a state that represents the values of its workers. That's what he said there. Donald Trump, of course, weighing in as well. He sent out a campaign email highlighting a post on his social media platform from last month that said Disney could stop investing in the state. Trump also called the decision by DeSantis to take on Disney an unnecessary political stunt. So here, Claire McCaskill, you have Gavin Newsom aligned with Donald Trump in criticism of Ron DeSantis. Again, appearing to be, except for a stop to a small sliver of the base of voters for Ron DeSantis, a colossal mistake, as now money and jobs are not coming to Florida because of his fight with Disney.
Yeah, the obvious hit on DeSantis for this entire presidential primary campaign is that he represents big government. He represents anti-business. He represents telling people what they can read and what they can learn, and all the stuff that he thought was going to be his ticket to the Oval. As it turns out, he just kind of looks like a mini-me of Trump. And, you know, if he can't really handle this, I got to tell you, I don't think there's a lane for him. I really don't think it opens up. I think Trump ends up with most of the voters who think it's really a good thing to ban books and to attack the biggest taxpayer, the biggest business in Florida.
And so, Matt Lewis, obviously there's some virtue signaling to a certain portion of Ron DeSantis' voter support, his base. But in the big picture, this remains absolutely confounding, this decision to go on and fight with the largest private employer in your state, this icon that has transformed the state of Florida, brings obviously all the tourism and the money that comes with it, to pick this fight because his feelings were hurt that Disney criticized a piece of legislation he put forth last year. Is there any explanation for it at this point other than to just sort of nod to a certain percentage of voters he thinks he needs to keep close?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was initially, right, Ron DeSantis wanted to position himself as someone who was like Trump, except more competent and more competent in not only winning elections, but on sort of executing the culture war. So going after Disney, I think he saw as like this, I don't want to call it a stunt, but something that would help boost him and elevate him as like a real fighter fighting and winning the culture war. And it just didn't work out the way that he planned. And now it has escalated. And it's becoming a quagmire. I don't know how he gets out of it. He is now fighting a two-front war, really a three-front war. He's got Disney, he's got, Gavin Newsom, and he's got Donald Trump. Everybody's criticizing him. And look, when does this end? Disney can do this forever. There could always be a big project Disney was going to roll out, but now they're not going to. And additionally, you have people like Mike Pence who are criticizing DeSantis publicly. Nikki Haley offered, Disney come to South Carolina. Well, Disney could have some fun with that too, right? So I just don't know where this ends for Ron DeSantis and how he gets out of it.
And at the precise moment when this story broke yesterday, that Disney was abandoning Florida and Ron DeSantis was taking this hit, where was Bob Iger? He was at the Cannes Film Festival. He was standing next to Harrison Ford at the Indiana Jones 5 premiere as they got a standing ovation. That happened at the exact same moment. Bob Iger won this round, to be clear, Mika. And it does seem like this is such an unforced error. And so many Republicans attacking DeSantis here for undermining the whole credo of the GOP as being the party of business and instead trying to intervene with government. And it comes as his whole pitch is to make America Florida. Well, he's on the extreme right of so many issues right now. And it seems to really contradict, which is his other argument, which is what I know you're about to tell us about, which is that he's the most electable of the Republicans, that he can win nationally and Trump can't. But yet he's boxed himself into a corner here on some of the issues with Disney in Florida that undermine the whole argument.
You know, he wants to maybe separate himself from Trump, which we'll talk about. At the same time, don't separate yourself even worse. I mean, this is a politically such a rookie move to do this gesture politics to try and own the libs and maybe get in a small subsect of the Tampa area. And in the end, you end up costing Florida jobs. Floridians, you know, they may have their different points of view across the state, but I think they're pretty unanimous on wanting jobs in the state. So a total rookie move on the part of this governor who can't see beyond 1 foot in front of his face. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'll get him this way. I'll get him that way. And then in the end, loses much bigger politically, but also for his state. Malpractice. If you're the governor of the state of Florida and you're driving jobs out of the state because you have sort of petty anger politics, I don't know. I don't know how that plays on the big stage, and I think it gives Trump a lot of material.